Every woman is blessed with infinite potential to achieve the impossible if she desires and believes in herself. Mona Yusuf Almoayyed is a Bahraini businesswoman, philanthropist, environmentalist, and women's rights campaigner who is the managing director of one of Bahrain's oldest conglomerates, YK Almoayyed and Sons. Mona has been instrumental in overseeing the business endeavors of the group, leading it meticulously towards desired destination. She is voted the third most influential Arab women's list in the MENA region by Forbes Middle East for 2013, fourth of the 10 Arabic women heading family business in the Middle East in 2019, and eighth of the 100 most influential Arab women in the Middle East in 2018. She is a member of the board of directors of BMMI and EBDA Bank, besides other companies. She is well known for her charity work, founder of Migrant Worker Protection Society, and frequently speaks about the role of women in building a better society today. Mona has been a firm believer of business with a conscience principle and is involved in many charitable institutions. Besides her business and social activity, she strives to draw a perfect balance between being a mother, housewife, and mentor role that she plays. She is currently a Shura Council member, the upper house of Bahrain's parliament, which has its members appointed by His Majesty King Hamad. Welcome to BIZTALK, Success Stories of Business Leaders, hosted by BMC Global Live with Mona Almoayyed. Well, that was Mona Almoayyed, a name which needs no introduction to Bahrain. This evening, it's indeed an honor and pleasure to have with us Madam Almoayyed on the inaugural episode of BIZTALK, brought to you by BMC Global Live. Well, good evening, ma'am, and welcome to this show. It's indeed a pleasure to have you with us this evening. Unfortunately, it's a time that we gather in a very sad note as the country mourns one of its precious sons, Prince Khalifa bin Salman Al Khalifa. So as we pay respect to this iconic figure, I would like to begin the episode of BIZTALK on a note of respect to him. How would you reflect on Prince Khalifa, please?
It's true, it's a very, very sad time for Bahrain. Since the death of His Highness Prince Khalifa bin Salman Al Khalifa, the Prime Minister, the whole of Bahrain is mourning, and we are, because he's like the father of all Bahrain. He's been with us forever. We don't know Bahrain without Prince Khalifa. So we are very sad and very, we really pay him our respect and remember him, all his good things, deeds which he did to Bahrain. I mean, I can go back to whenever 70s or 60s, and I always remember Prince Khalifa as the father figure of all Bahrainis. He is the one who brought out Bahrain as a banking sector. 70s.
Yes.
After the civil war in Lebanon, he was the person who attracted all the bankers to come to Bahrain, and Bahrain became the center of finance for all the banks. And of course, he cared so much about health, building hospitals. He cared about education. He cared about environment. He cared about the poor people, their problems. So he was a well-rounded person who really cared about the people of Bahrain. And so for us, it's a very, very sad moment.
Indeed, it's not only for you, ma'am, for the entire country, including expats. It is a big loss because, as you rightly said, he is a father figure. So we've lost our father figure. Well, with salutes to that great leader, let's move on to this episode of BIZTALK, where we bring stories of business leaders. And who more can we expect to grace this evening other than you? Mona Almoayyed, businesswoman, Shura Council member, philanthropist, activist, campaigner, environmentalist, animal lover, and a lot more. Ma'am, what if I ask you to describe your success story in a nutshell with all these hats that you wear, which I just spoke about?
Well, success is all relative. I mean, to you, I'm successful. I don't know to other people if I am successful or not. I like to be modest and not think too much of myself.
Okay. I think that's one of the founding pillars of being successful, modesty.
I mean, success is not my target.
Okay.
I just, I love to work hard and care about what I do. And I always have a target to be good at what I do.
There are many hats that you wear, but then right now, people identify you as a businesswoman and a politician. What a balance. How do you strike this balance?
Well, I'm more of a businesswoman.
Okay.
We come from a business family.
Yes.
My great-grandfather was a pearl merchant. My grandfather also was in the pearl business. And my father started his electrical and automobiles. And I joined the business, since I was after university. So all my life, it's for me business. I love business, and I always used to watch my father doing his business deals and how he loved people. He always cared about the people he sells. He does not sell and he just forgets about them. So it's a well-rounded profession for him. And he cared about his customers, he cared about his employees, and that's what made his business successful. So for me, I worked when I was 21, when I finished from university, and I continued with my father. Then after his death, with my brothers and sisters, we take care of the whole business. Of course, now we don't do everything. We have professional managers. They run the whole business, and we meet in the board, maybe 4 times a year, and we have executive committee where we all meet and we make decisions. Then, of course, I have this philanthropy. I started working with different societies since I was 14 years old. In the summer holiday, we used to go to help the poor people in Bahrain villages. We used, like when there is a Palestinian problems, we used to collect money with the Red Crescent Society. And also we started our society in that time, and the Young Women's Society. I was always with the, I liked working for society, philanthropy. And then as I became older, later on, I cared so much about the orphans of Bahrain. So I'm now on the board of child care.
Okay.
And of course, my favorite and my very soft heart is on the migrant workers.
Migrant workers, yes.
We started the Migrant Worker Protection Societies, and also the different, wherever there is a need for, of course, it's NGO also. Bahrain Businesswomen Society is more professional. But I am really active in all these non-profit organizations.
Right. Okay, that speaks a lot of Madam Almoayyed, and that's why she is on this segment of BizTalk, which not just speaks of business, but beyond business. Well, that's pretty interesting because you rightly use the word something close to your heart is migrant workers, and MWP stands tall, a testimony for that beginning, that humble beginning. Business ethics and social activity. How can one strike a balance?
It's sometimes it is difficult to strike a balance.
Isn't it?
You have to do everything. Like I used to be very active in the business as well, and we didn't have so many managers in those days. So I used to have meeting, go to shows and fairs, and at the same time I had small children, and I have 4 children. They are all grown up now, and I used to take care of their studies, and of course my husband helps me, and I'm lucky because my husband Adil Fakhru, he's really a good businessman and also very kind father and a husband. So he really helped me a lot. He's my right hand, as I said. And of course, in the end, you just have to put the priorities. What's your priority for the day? One day are my priorities my children. One day it will be business. One day it will be philanthropy. So every day is different.
Okay, ma'am, we had some serious talk. Yes. Business ethics and NGO. You touched upon some topics like your husband, your sons. Okay. This segment titled BIZTALK, we are speaking beyond businesses. We try to portray the success stories along with the people on the seat, the person on the seat rather. So, would you like to share with me about your family? Of course, I know you have wonderful grandchildren because whenever I speak to you, I hear them on the background. And you are a beautiful grandmother, I know that. Definitely, you had been a wonderful wife, a mother, a daughter. Can you tell us about your family?
Well, of course, my family starts from my father and mother. They were the base for our characters. My mother's still alive, and God give her long life. She is the pillar for all of us. We are 7 children.
Okay.
Four sisters and 3 brothers. One died 1972, Muhammad. And my mother is still, she is like the banyan tree, and we are all under her.
Yeah.
And she cares about us, about our children, about her grandchildren, our children's. She knows them by name, and she knows what they are doing, and she's always interested into our life.
Right.
And my father, of course, he died in 1996. He was also like. I always looked up to my father. He was my...
like every other daughter. Every other daughter has a role model in her father, isn't it?
He's my role model. He really cared about his family. He loved us. He loved the girls also.
Yes.
And he educated us the best education. He took us to Europe to study and and then he welcomed us to the business after we finished. So he was really, and then of course sad when he was 72, he had kidney failure, and he died when he was 78. And that was very sad time for us all.
Yes, I can imagine.
But we continued, and with the brothers and sisters, we managed to grow the business. And this is and I have, as I said, 6 brothers and sisters. My eldest brother, Farouk, he is like when my father died, he took charge of all the family. He brought us together. We never had any problems. Like in all families, you find after the father dies, the children go to court and they have fights.
Okay.
We didn't have this. We were, thanks God, we are always in good terms. My 3 sisters, I'm very, very close to them. Each one, they have different characters.
Okay.
My eldest sister, Layla, she is very wise, and she listens to me. When I'm angry, she just sucks my anger,
Okay.
and gives me the right advice. My sister Salwa, she is the closest to me because there is only 1.5 years
Difference between the two. Okay.
and she is very, very close to me. We slept in the same room and we went to school together and we have the same friends, so I'm very close to her. And my sister Amal, she's always the flame of the group.
Okay. The life of the party.
The life of the group.
Yeah.
To say that right. Because whenever we are together and she's with us, she always brings stories.
Is she the one who looks like you, who resembles you, or is it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she looks now.
Yeah. I think you people mistake you for both. I think.
No, I think they mistake me with Salwa.
Salwa. Yeah. Okay. Maybe.
Amal, she is darker than me and she
And then maybe it's Salwa. Yeah.
very beautiful also. And she is always, she has the ability she took from my father, the ability to make jokes, and she is good at telling stories
Okay.
and giving some spices.
Okay.
This is my extended family, and of course my close family is my husband. We are cousins. His mother is from my family, but we got engaged in the 70s. I was 20 and he was 21, and we got married in 1975, and we have 4 children. The eldest, Mohammed. Mohammed is a businessman, I'm sure you know him.
I know him. Yes.
And Abdullah also, he works for his father. And Mohammed, both of the boys work for their fathers, and also Lubna, she works for her father. And my youngest daughter is Samar. She got her PhD from UCL, and she's working in London.
Okay.
So they are all married, and 3 of them have children. I have 4 grandchildren.
4 grandchildren, and they are a big bundle of joy, I'm sure.
This thing.
Yes. Okay, that would make me want to ask you this question. Being a woman, it's a matter of pride. I'm sure you and me share the same. Being a woman, being a human being, how do you define these roles in life as a woman? You rightly said your father educated his daughters, okay, in that time, like in the 70s, when we were not even thinking of that. How do you think that added to your success story, having a man who thought different?
Yeah, of course. I believe that all of us, being who we are because of the way my father treated us and my mother. My father, he really believed in women. He's, as I said, he's my role model, and he respected my mother the way he treated my mother equally. He never, like in front of us, shouts at her or orders her. No, he really believes in respecting women, and that's why we are all, even my brothers, they are the same, and us. We all, very close family, and we care about our daughters and our sons equally. And I know some families, they send their daughters to school and they don't take them to university, but they send the boys.
Boys to the university.
Or they send the boys to private school and the
girls to the government school.
Some families. But thanks God, we are not like this. We really cared about our daughters and our
sons alike, yeah.
Equally. And the same, my husband, he's, he really cares about his daughters. And on the contrary, I feel sometimes he is closer to his daughter than his sons.
Okay.
Because always father spoils his
daughters.
He orders him and he tells him, don't do this, don't do that. But with the daughters,
there's always a soft corner for.
So I'm more strict with the sons.
Yeah. Right.
I'm more strict with the daughters.
Daughters than the, yeah.
I'm soft with the sons.
I think that's how it happens in every family, right?
The other's gender.
Right. This question is for the women out there. What is your favorite accessory when it comes to being a woman, a true blue woman? Is it your sandals or your bag or your jewelry? What is it? Just out of curiosity.
Yes, no, I really care about my shoes and handbags.
Okay.
I like to, always look for things, but I'm not a big spender.
Okay.
I mean, I have few things which I like, and I don't care about marks and brands and all these, latest things. And I love jewelries also.
That's reflecting on your drops.
I love jewelries, but they don't have to be expensive. Even custom jewelries like this, I feel it just adds.
Yeah, exactly. Precisely.
And, of course, women has to take care of themselves by eating the healthy food. And of course, we're so lucky now with YouTube. Every morning I get, what is the best food for women, relaxation for women. So, by listening to this, it really brings you a healthy life. How important to do you exercise every day. How important to relax every day. How important to eat the healthy food, which in the past we never knew about these things.
NEC Remit. Send money online to India. Credit in seconds with great rates. Download NEC Remit app now.
Welcome back, and those of you who joined us now, we are watching BIZTALK with Mona Almoayyed. Ma'am, let's get back to this very close to heart topic of yours once again, and also a topic of big interest for the expatriate community, the migrant workers. You've been very close to this community, right from the age of 20s, as you said, or even before. How have you seen the contribution of migrant workers and the challenges? You've seen them very close. You might be able to tell us your observations.
Yes, this is very close to my heart, a very close cause to my heart. Of course, we all know that migrants in Bahrain, I'm talking about when we formed the society. The society started in 2005. 2005, and I became the chairperson for 6 years, and we were with a group of expatriates, and in those days it was really needed, the Migrant Workers Society, because there was no, the migrant workers were not treated properly like today. Of course, you all remember when the laborer used to be transported by trucks. And then you had, sometimes they have accidents, and all the workers fall from the pickups, and many accidents were so horrible. This is one of the things which migrant workers, I feel proud to say that we brought this to the government, that these workers should be transported in buses and not in trucks. Of course, the problem with nannies also.
Yes.
Working without
Domestic workers.
without labor law, they were mistreated. They were worked long hours. Yani they don't have time even to sleep. And we used to have in the society, some nannies who come and they are so exhausted because they haven't slept for a few days, and they were I remember very clearly one nanny came and she was beaten by her employer. She was burnt with iron. So you get all these crazy people who treat their workers so badly. So what we did is we used to take them to court and we fight for their rights. And also the unpaid salaries. I mean, I remember one case where a nanny was not paid for 14 years. Can you believe it?
Yes, I remember there was also a case reported of late. Yes.
She is illiterate. She couldn't call her.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
And her husband thought that she died.
Oh.
So, of course, all these things you don't hear now. I mean, now I'm not the chairperson, I'm the honorary chairperson, but there are good members of the migrant workers, and they are all dedicated to this cause.
Yes.
And of course, we go sometimes. I help them with, going to see officials in the government, like Osama Al-Absi. We went to visit him to ask for more rights for the workers. So my role is not so involved now, but we still, we always ask for donations, especially with this latest pandemic. We collected so much money from banks, from organization, and the president now of the migrant workers is Noura Fleifel.
Noura.
And there is Hana Bouhidji, she is very active, and Raji, I think the third person, she is Indian. They are all very active, and they have about 60 members, and they take care of all the issues for the migrant workers. I feel really happy that we have come a long way from
Indeed,
where we
indeed,
started.
yes.
I mean, now you don't hear of so many employees who were not paid salaries, like GPZ before, when for like 8 months they didn't pay their workers. Now I think the Ministry of Labor is very strict with companies who don't pay salaries. They stop their business, they stop their activities. And I'm happy to see Bahrain is coming towards more human rights.
Yes, we have come a long way from the episodes that you just spoke about people being cruel to migrant workers. Gone are those days, I think. We have very limited number of cases. And yes, thanks to many women organizations which followed suit, the MWPS. Thanks for having that heart. Thanks for initiating such a beautiful creation called MWPS. I remember all those past presidents and members, and we salute the MWPS for the role that they do towards the migrants in this community, which really makes us feel Bahrain as our second home, including myself.
Yes.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
I mean, I'm so proud of Bahrain, even with the latest pandemic. All the expatriates treated so well, and they did not differentiate between Bahraini and expatriates.
That's
in
right.
terms of medication, in terms of taking them to hospital, free medical, which is very good for Bahrain.
Bahrain government deserves a big salute for that. Pandemic was a testing time, which the litmus test for Bahrain government, and it proved very good. Thank you very much, ma'am.
You are kind, and you see Bahrain as,
Of course, that's why you won't find many expats who are not here for not less than at least a decade, if not more. 40 years, 50 years, and honestly, we don't want to go because this is home. This is home, and the warmth is indeed there. Thank you very much. And that was about your passion. But, however busy we are, we all have some hobbies, passion. And I know you have a beautiful garden because your website has shown a beautiful garden. I don't know how you find time for all this, but what are your hobbies?
Well, yeah, as you said, gardening is one of my
And that
best
garden is
hobbies.
beautiful. The pictures
Of
that.
course, I have a gardener. I don't do it myself, but credit to him as well. I love gardening because you watch things grow and you live with nature, and so I spend most of my afternoons in the garden. And I have like a fruit garden.
Okay.
I have like maybe 10 different type of fruits.
Oh, okay.
And vegetable also. This time of the year we grow vegetables, and I love flowers. And garden is really one of my best hobbies. I also love swimming.
Okay.
Especially in the summer. And I also photography. I take of my grandchildren, of my children.
Okay,
I love
interesting.
And one final hobby which I like, but I don't have the time to
Cooking?
cooking.
Okay. Well,
I love to.
sometimes
find
men do
new
say that
recipes.
we use it as an excuse that we love cooking but we don't have time. But I'm sure you love
But
cooking.
once a week, like at least, I try to make a different cake or a different, but
Okay.
not on a daily basis because
Okay.
I'm lucky to have somebody who helps me in the kitchen.
Okay.
And but I like to look for new recipes, and we try it also with my cook, and sometimes it's good, sometimes it fails, so we
Okay.
don't do it again.
All right. Just going back to your hobby of photography, what kind of pictures do you like to click?
Oh, I love taking photos of babies and children, small children,
Okay.
and nature also,
All right.
like plants, flowers. I like.
Do you have a collection? Have you ever thought about an exhibition or
No, not on this professional side.
No?
But I just do
Okay.
it for my own pleasure.
pleasure? Okay, great. Okay. So now I know the secret behind what keeps you going amidst all these, because gardening and photography, closer to nature, I think these things keep you relaxed.
Yes.
And that is a success tip to all those business women out there. We have Ms. Mona Almoayyed on BIZTALK this evening.
ബഹ്റൈനിലെ വീട്ടമ്മമാരുടെ ഇപ്പോഴത്തെ സംസാര വിഷയം എന്താണെന്നല്ലേ? നാച്ചോ ഫുഡ് പ്രോഡക്ട്സ്. രുചിയും മണവും പോഷക സമൃദ്ധവുമായ ഭക്ഷ്യോൽപ്പന്നങ്ങളാണ് നാച്ചോ നിങ്ങൾക്കായി നൽകുന്നത്. പാലക്കാടൻ വടി മട്ടയരി, ജയ പൊന്നി മച്ചാരി ഇനങ്ങൾ, നാച്ചോ നറുനെയ്യ്, നാച്ചോ വെളിച്ചെണ്ണ, മറയൂർ ശർക്കര, മറയൂർ കുടംപുളി, നാച്ചോ ആസാം ബ്ലെൻഡഡ് ടീ, മല്ലി, മുളക്, മഞ്ഞൾ തുടങ്ങി ശുദ്ധമായ നാച്ചോ സ്പൈസസ്, പൾസസ്, മസാലകൾ, കൂടാതെ നാച്ചോ നാടൻ കശുവണ്ടിപ്പരിപ്പ്, പനം കൽക്കണ്ടം. പ്രഭാത ഭക്ഷണം രുചികരമാക്കാൻ തിരുവോണം അപ്പപ്പൊടി, അരി പുട്ടുപൊടി, ഗോതമ്പ് പുട്ടുപൊടി, അച്ചാറുകൾ തുടങ്ങി വിവിധ ഇനം ഭക്ഷ്യോൽപ്പന്നങ്ങൾ നിങ്ങൾക്കായി നൽകുന്നു നാച്ചോ. മാത്രമല്ല രുചിയേറും ജ്യൂസുകളും പെൻഡാഡൽമെന്റ് ട്രേഡിംഗ് WLL ബഹ്റൈൻ വിപണിയിൽ എത്തിച്ചിരിക്കുന്നു. ബഹ്റൈനിലെ എല്ലാ സൂപ്പർ മാർക്കറ്റുകളിലും കോൾഡ് സ്റ്റോറുകളിലും ഹോം ഡെലിവറിയായും നാച്ചോ ഫുഡ് പ്രോഡക്ട്സ് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ലഭ്യമാണ്. നാച്ചോ, inspiring natural ways.
NSC Remit has launched Send and Win. Download NSC Remit app now.
Ma'am, have you visited India?
Oh yes, many times. The first time I visited India is 1996,
Okay.
and we went to Bombay,
Okay.
and I loved it so much. I love the shopping there.
Okay.
Yeah, really, and I love the food and different.
Did you get to try the street food?
No,
No. Okay.
because my husband is the type who is worried about street food.
Okay. Okay.
And he's worried that we get a stomach bug and things.
Right. Okay.
So we went to a very good restaurant and very, very delicious food.
Mm-hmm.
And then after about 6 years, we went to Rajasthan,
Yes.
Udaipur, Jaipur,
State of
and we
colours.
stayed in all the palaces
Yes.
for the Maharaja, and I loved it so much. And then I went with the King of Bahrain on a visit to India.
Yeah, to Agra, I believe, to Delhi.
To Delhi, yeah.
Delhi, yeah.
And I went once with Prince Salman,
Okay.
also to India, to Bombay, and it was the most beautiful trip of my life. I really love, the life in India and the variety of things, and it makes you. There is so much variety, you see the people who are so rich and then you see the people who are so poor, and so just so much the variety. We are here so much protected in Bahrain.
Okay.
We don't see all these things, and also the nature of the Indian people. They are so willing to help and loving, they're so unlike Europe,
Okay.
I find, Indian are so warm and kind and very faithful and honest and sincere. And clear of this nature is how they live in Bahrain. And like in our company, we have people who stayed with us 40 years, 50
Yes,
years,
yes.
until they retired and they are still here.
Still here, yeah.
So, they really get so attached to you. Not for them, it's a job and they want to go to another job.
Right.
So we are very
So
lucky.
Mumbai, Delhi, Rajasthan, yes, you have had the slice of India, the good slice of India, but I'm sure the best awaits in Kerala. Have you been to Kerala?
Kerala, no, my husband went and he told me that it was very nice, and most of our employees are from Kerala.
Kerala, yeah.
So I'm really keen to go and see.
Yes, you're more than welcome and we are ready to host you there. Kerala is beautiful, trust me. Beautiful like me.
You are from Kerala.
You must visit Kerala, God's own country, ma'am, because it's so full of green and it will definitely add to your whole idea of India. Thank you for making us feel
I really want
proud.
to go to Kerala.
Great. So as we slowly come to the close of this show, we cannot close without hearing from you that personal tip for those businessmen and women out there over the decades of experience. What is your personal success mantra? Though you said you don't look at success alone,
Yes.
but still.
I feel my personal tip is not to, like I said, not to aim for success, and not to, if you are a businesswoman, you should not be just after making money. I think you should be doing your job because you love your job. And so your aim is not like a profit. Your aim should be that you love your job. And I think people who are successful are people who love their jobs. They love, if they are like, they have a restaurant, they love cooking, then they succeed in that. If a person like has boutiques, if she loves fashion, so it's like it has to be coming from inside you.
There should be
Your
a
love-
passion towards what you
for
do,
it, it's what you
precisely.
do.
Yeah.
Not you just do it because you want to make money and then move in your life. So I really feel, and working hard and perseverance, and not getting disappointed if you don't succeed, You just have to continue working hard and try to to look for, from every failure there is a success.
Yes. You learn a
You
lesson,
are
so that,
successful
yeah.
because you failed one day and you go to the next step. So, and I think you should have love for people around you, whether they are your employees or your customers. You should just be nice to them, be sincere with what you do. I feel this is my secret.
Right. That's true. But at the same time, I cannot close this question without mentioning the number of awards that have been gifted to you and honored to you. What do these awards mean to you? Do you think the awards play a role in making a person successful?
No, not really. I think awards is just, it comes on the way,
Okay.
When I first got the Forbes Awards, I didn't even know about it. I didn't know that there exists a Forbes Award.
Okay.
So one lady called me and she said, "We want to see your CV." That is about 2010.
10, okay.
We want to see your CV, what you are doing. And she asked me a few questions. I answered her. And then I was really surprised. I was called to Dubai because I got the award for the Forbes list. I like awards which are not based on money. You know, you get lots of institutions where they give you awards if you pay them
Pay the money.
And that's, I don't believe it. I feel awards should be valued on personal achievement of people. And I mean, in a way, it's nice because after working hard and trying to be successful, if you get an award, it's like a reward to you for what you've done.
Yeah, sometimes it is an encouragement,
Yes,
isn't
it's
it?
like with your children, you know, when they do something good, you
You
reward
give them
them
a
with,
small
take
tip.
them to
Yes.
buy toys. And
Yeah, okay.
so this award is the same.
Great. That's Mona Almoayyed with us on this episode of BIZTALK. And let's go into the final question, the talk of the town. Let's hear what Ms. Almoayyed has to tell us about the most talked about topic, the US elections. We know Biden has, well, it's going on.
Yes.
We see soon what's happening. What is your take on the results or the outcome of the US elections?
Yes, I mean, we are very close to USA, and for us, they are our allies.
Yes.
And for us, you know, we really want them to succeed and be prosperous. I mean, I was very, very happy with the results of Biden winning the US election because I read about him a lot, and he comes from a background of politics. He went to he fought in wars. He was a U.S. senator for I don't know 30, 40 years. So he comes from a political background, and that's why he is very diplomatic with people. You know, he loves people. All what I heard about him is he cares about people. While with Trump, I felt I disagreed with him on many issues. The way he talked about Mexican, foreigners, I don't want foreigners to come to the USA. I felt like he created a bad feeling for the USA. So in a way, I'm happy that hopefully...
I'm happy that you shared your personal opinion, which might be echoed among many of us. But then how do you think the equation is going to change for the region, the Middle East or the GCC?
I think Democratic, they are quite good for the regions. I mean, I don't see why we will not prosper with them as well. I know, you know, some people think, 2011 because of, you know, Hillary Clinton and
Obama administration.
I don't believe that. I feel that what happened that was very misfortunate, and it has nothing to do with, you know,
the US leadership.
The theory of the US and this. It was a bad feeling in the whole of the Middle East. It started with Tunisia, then with Egypt, then with, you know, different countries, and it was very sad, you know, and all these countries would have been better without a revolution. But I think with Biden, I'm very optimistic that things under Bahrain will prosper more, and things will get better.
On that optimistic note, we come to the close of this segment of BIZTALK. Thank you very much, ma'am. That was a beautiful evening and a beautiful interaction. As we conclude, what is your wrapping comment to the viewers, to Bahrain, to its people, to the expats?
I would like to thank everyone for you know, giving me this opportunity to talk to you and to the people of Bahrain and to the expats. And I really want to pass my best wishes to everyone. I hope we'll all prosper, and like we said, we are going through the worst time in our life with this pandemic.
Yes.
But we will come out of it, I hope. I'm always optimistic, and we'll be better. We'll have a better life.
Yes.
And I hope the economy will be better, and people who lost their job will come back to their job, I hope. It seems like, you know, there is a vaccine coming soon. So
We're
let's
hopeful
hope.
of that
We'll
too.
all hope
Yes.
for
Okay.
that.
That was Mona Almoayyed this evening with us on the very first segment of BIZTALK. And next week, until we see with another business icon, this is Rajiv Unikrishnan signing off. We have with us Francis Kaidaratha, Chairman and Managing Director of BMC Global Live, and Sudhi Puthendalikara, Business Director, on stage to present a small memento to Ms. Almoayyed this evening.